Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 3 Star Podcast. We're here tonight live, and we're going to be reviewing Smackdown, the go home show before WrestleMania 37. But before we get started here, my name's Eric. You can follow me on Twitter at EricGel, Gel with a J. Right below me is my man Brandon at Mr. Get Some on Twitter. And then you got the Crimson Saint down here, Tony. And then to the very top left is the good doctor himself, Damon. And so we're going to start tonight off with. Daniel Bryan came down to the ring, cut a very passionate promo, I'd say. I would say this show's kind of a tale of three promos, to be honest. So he basically said he has made a career out of hearing the word no, and all he wants is to hear yes. And, of course, they piped in all the yes chants in the background and everything. I really can't stand that stuff. He recalled the injury that sidelining him for 3 years and the people that said he'd never come back, but yet he willed himself to do so, and he's ready for the triple threat. He asked, can Daniel Bryan walk out of the main event of WrestleMania as Universal Champion? And he exclaimed, yes, yes, yes. What did you guys think of this promo?
I missed it. It sounded dope. You know what I'm saying? I tuned in late them up.
You what?
I mean, I missed it, but the way you described it, Eric,
it sounded like it was full of fire.
Yeah, all motherfuckers need to quit talking over each other. Let one person talk and then the other person speak. Conversation etiquette.
Right there, Mechatoni.
Go ahead.
You sound like Meg's Headroom.
I know, right?
But yeah, I mean, I understand. It's kind of hard to have this back and forth, and yeah, it's kind of hard to. I agree.
Yeah, go ahead, get there, Damon. You go ahead.
Yeah,
I agree. It seemed like he had the passion there, but the way Eric described it is like I've heard him give this promo, making a career out of no. Like I feel like he made a promo similar to that when him and Kofi were going at it.
Yeah, I got
it was the exact same promo, but he's like, I made a career out of hearing the word no. Yada yada yada. I was called a B+ player. Yada yada yada. Now, then called Kofi one.
I've been held down by management. You know, they never give me an opportunity.
I feel like since he came back, he's given that type of promo. But again, that's just from the way you described it. I didn't actually get to see it.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any thoughts on this promo?
I mean, essentially, they all kind of cut this, being sidelined for a long time. Now this is my time type promo. Because it's one thing they all literally have in common. Coming back from a situation where it didn't look like they were coming back at all. So
yeah, all three of them. That's a interesting dynamic, really, if you think about it. I mean, it was a good promo. It had a lot of obligatory pointing at the WrestleMania sign, in a way, retroactively, reference WrestleMania 30 when the sort of almost the exact same thing happened when he's talking about Batista and Randy Orton as well. But I mean, whether you agree that Daniel Bryan deserves to be in this match or not, he is, and I think he is going to attribute a lot to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was never a question whether or not they wouldn't be good with or without him. I mean, it's going to be good.
I will say though, they did a little segment a little bit later. I'm not going to really talk about it much more after this. I don't think because I don't think it's super relevant. But it was interesting how they had Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce in the back, and she just happened to mention if it were up to me, this would be a singles match, Edge versus Roman Reigns. And to me, I was just like, why would they just put that in there? Like, are they trying to hint that? Yeah, are they trying to hint that maybe Sonya Deville is going to take power from Adam Pearce or something? That's the only thing I could think of. I wouldn't think they changed this match literally 2 days from the main event, but
I mean,
it was interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
So, I mean, maybe I'm just reading a little too much into it, but I just thought that was odd they threw that in there, but maybe it's just me.
I mean, it's a triple threat match, and it sounds like she's in the corner of Dolph and Rude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could kind of see her sending out Dolph and Bobby out there to take him out in the match. If they're going to air that, like, I don't think it should have been a triple threat. It should have been a singles match. that's clear out in left field and beyond. But I mean,
Interesting.
I mean, then why? Like, if that doesn't happen, like, it was pointless to have her essentially give her opinion. Like, I don't think it should have been a triple threat.
Am I missing something? What did she got involved with Dolph and Rude?
She brought up another fact that Dolph and Bobby had to go through.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that they had to
Random match.
defend their tag titles in this match we're about to talk about, actually. The Fatal 4-Way match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I mean, it was all right, I think, for the fact that it's a multi-man tag match. I mean, there were some teams who looked okay, but to me it was kind of, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it sucks for these guys that the SmackDown, the Tag Team Championships, is not on the actual main roster card at WrestleMania, but I mean, I don't know. The tag division, we've talked about how it's not the greatest in the world anyway right now, and it just kind of felt like it was thrown together at the last minute. And I honestly thought going into this that the clear-cut winner would have been Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and if that were to have happened, I definitely think it would have really sucked because they weren't on the main card. Because for a father and son to have that moment at WrestleMania, I think would have been cool, but didn't end up going that way though. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler retained, so.
Yeah, I caught like the middle towards the end of that. I didn't even realize that Ziggler and Roode were champions. I had no idea. Like, I didn't know who had the belt. So when they won, I thought the belts were vacant and they just won them then, but apparently not. I didn't know they were.
Nah, man, the Dirty Dogs.
I didn't know. I honestly thought, I mean, the match was, I mean, it was good for a tag match, multi-man tag match. But I thought the Street Profits were going to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
But
there was a couple of spots where Montez Ford clearly about kills himself diving to the outside. I mean, that dude's, I ain't gonna lie, that dude's legit.
The height he gets on that frog splash is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought they were going to win it. And then, it played out the way it played out. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I didn't know that they had the tag.
Yeah, and the fact that you didn't know just flat out reiterates our point that how important are these belts. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, and you can say that about a few different titles on the WWE main roster.
For sure.
I mean, and that just, it's pretty telling for,
I knew Big E had the IC title, but I didn't realize that Nigerian drum fight was for the title. For some reason, it didn't click.
Now, we were talking about this like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah, but no one brought up the fact that the IC title is in the picture.
Now,
I just assumed that you knew.
This is the first time I watched SmackDown in God knows how fucking long.
This wasn't the best show to come back on either. I ain't gonna lie. But speaking of
not especially where I jumped in on the damn show, it fucking wasn't. It's like I regret doing that.
But I mean, I know I might be jumping a little bit ahead here, but Big E did cut a promo. It was like a pre-taped. He didn't really mention the Nigerian drum fight in that promo, did he?
No, he didn't. No, he just cut. I mean, he cut a good promo. He cut
which I would assume would mean that was filmed before.
Well, that and
he's repping his city, man. That's all. That's where he's from. That's the whole story for him.
Yeah,
he don't give a shit that it's a Nigerian drum match.
Yeah, I agree.
He ball there. He grew up there.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know he grew up there.
I mean, I thought the promo was done, and or the pre-taped or whatever you want to call it. I thought it was well done. There was nothing wrong with it. And the fact that Apollo Crews had challenged on Twitter for that Nigerian drum fight, I just thought it was kind of odd they didn't follow up on it. I don't know if that means that match is not going to happen now. I mean, obviously the Intercontinental title match is, but maybe the stipulation won't happen since they didn't follow up on it. That's a possibility.
No, they advertised it later in the show that it was an Nigerian.
Oh, did they? Okay, I missed that part. My bad. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll see what they do with that. But yeah, I thought the promo was good with him talking about he's from Tampa and all that stuff. That was very well done. I thought it
had a good promo.
Yeah, it made Big E look like a star for sure. I mean, I agree. I don't believe did I miss any backstage promo after this before the Tomina Nia Jax match?
No.
Okay, I don't think there was very many backstage promos or anything that really mattered in this fight. All right, so we move on to Tomina versus Nia Jax. This match I could care less about. I'm not gonna lie.
I regret jumping into the show at this point in time.
I mean, it's clearly leading toward the tag team turmoil with the ladies tag.
It was short. I'll give it that. It was a short match.
Yeah.
But you put two of the ladies, no offense to them, but two of the ladies on the roster who I feel like can't work very well.
Who have a reputation for not working well.
Right. Now, I will say, though, there was a spot where I believe Nia shoved Tomina, and when Nia backhanded her right across the face, and that looked like it sucked. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, the match...
I mean, I will say the couple of highlights for me on the match was Tomina shoving Nia on her ass.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that spoke... Because the commentary kept saying, oh, like, no one can go head-to-head to Nia, and then they... As soon as they say that is when Tomina just shoves her right down to her ass. I think it was Corey was like, you were saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there's a spot where Tomina just, I don't know, you might have got that confused.
Tomina did the back slap. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, it was Tomina who just fucking pulls it. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, hits her with the Samoan drop.
Which was also pretty impressive, really.
Yeah.
So, I ain't gonna lie, that was okay.
But other than that, the distractions, I feel like obviously we're part of the story, but
in the match, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say the segment ended with Tomina and Natalya brutalizing the competition, and obviously the match just ended up in like a DQ. It was just
ended in a DQ.
Shayna
got in there.
Yeah.
I hate these DQ finishes in all of wrestling because it's all it's for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, what purpose does that serve?
About all it did.
Continuation.
Yeah, all it did was, move the narrative forward for the turmoil match. That was all it was.
Yeah. Which, speaking on that, why do they have Billie Kay teaming with Carmella when Peyton Royce is still a thing?
Well, after
I think it's not going to be Carmella. It'll probably.
Well, I can tell you my theory on that. But what happened was after the Iconics broke up, Billie Kay's been running around looking for a new partner, hence the resume and the picture she's been carrying around.
Yeah.
And I guess Carmella, they broke up with Reginald or whatever happened with that, and she's kind of been doing nothing in the back, so Billie Kay's kind of been asking around, and I guess they
I was like, I knew she was like going hardcore on with Ruby and Liv, which agent confrontation, which is when I found out Billie was teaming with Carmella, and I was like, why?
I still think that the Iconics are getting back together because I think before this match, sucks for Carmella, but I got a feling she's going to get taken out, and Billie Kay's going to have to find another partner, and then that's what I think will happen. Tony got any opinions on this one? No. He's just kind of, he's like, all right, moving on. I saw, okay.
He looked down like,
I want to look at my phone.
This is, like I said, kind of a nothing show. I mean, there was like I said, it's a 3 promo show. We're going to get into number 2 here in a second. So, what do you want to say something, Brandon? Go
ahead. The whole backstage thing after the women's match.
Yeah, they had a bit of a women's brawl when they all kind of got face to face. I thought it was kind of cheesy, to be honest with you.
But again, it pushes the whole.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, Tony. Right there. It's just a big yawn fest, if you ask me.
We can just move to the next one.
All right. Well, the next promo was Edge coming out talking about, dreams manifesting, and just I don't know, just he missed 9 years worth of WrestleManias.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great promo. It really was.
Like I texted Damon. Well, I texted in the group chat actually. That I was like, damn, like it was him just sitting in the middle of the ring and just like it was weird because he gave you this like face situation. And then he just went crazy.
Oh, yeah. He just went like foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. You felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Because he was so serious and so passionate about everything he was saying. And then it was just like, then he just went nuts towards the end of it.
I remember Tony probably about a week ago on our show that he asked if Edge was a tweener. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure he's a heel because, after Fastlane, he just went nuts. But this promo, I mean, they are making it like you could relate to him after everything he has been through, or as best as we can.
You can agree to everything he said.
Right, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. But
it's just like
Well, that's why I said he's a tweener. I mean, if he
Yeah.
would have just attacked Daniel Bryan, yeah, I would have gave you the full-fledged Shield thing, but it's not. Right now, he's the one that's in the middle. He can go either way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have your clear-cut heel, your clear-cut face, and he's just kind of teetering on the border. So,
Yeah, I can agree with
It's
that.
like one more thing could set him off at this point. And I think it's great, though.
I
and the
think
only reason why Daniel Bryan is in this match is so one of them don't have to take the pin. I really think that they kind of just have alternate plans for both of them, and they didn't think it through. And now they need somebody to go in there and eat the pin. Don't know who's going to be champion, but it won't be Daniel Bryan.
So you've changed your position on that.
Yeah, because you originally said it would be DB who's winning.
I mean, I don't disagree with you at all, but
Yeah, I don't think Daniel Bryan's winning this match.
yeah, I don't think so either. Now, I mean, I wouldn't be super shocked if it happened, but I mean, to me, it just, and especially with Edge too. I mean, yeah, he might be more of a tweener right now, but I do think he is leaning more toward the heel side of things because he is like the one night where he destroyed the anonymous general manager laptop. He had the crazy eyes. So yeah,
He definitely had the crazy eyes. Towards the end of that promo.
bulging out of his head.
The thing is, you can see where he's coming from, why he's so angry, because this was supposed to be his one-on-one moment, and it's like Daniel has weaseled his way into here in his mind, and it you know what I mean. So you can see why he's so off kilter at this point, because this was supposed to be after 9 long years. This is my moment. This is what this was all for, and now it can be taken away from him without him being pinned to do so.
And there's also a big sense of desperation in his voice too.
Oh yeah,
like this is I have to do. So I appreciate that. I mean, he did a great job with it. And
he said 1 month for you is a year for me. You know what I mean? Like that's how bad he wants this to happen. And then now you are just another obstacle in the way of that happening, and it's like, but you're an unnecessary obstacle. You shouldn't be here. You know, it's like you stuck your nose in my business.
Yeah, like you said, he went through the number one spot, won the Rumble, and now just out of the blue, an unnecessary obstacle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd have known back in what was it, January, when they did the Rumble, that when he drew number 1 and won, that they were going to do anything but put the title on him, I'd have said you're crazy. But now I honestly don't know. I mean, I still think they may give it to Edge. I don't think that's the right move. I want Roman to win. But, if he was still a straight babyface, I think it would happen. Now I'm not so sure. But anyway, moving on from this, we'll go into, I guess, Sasha Banks was talking about WrestleMania. She cut a promo ahead of her defense against Belair on tomorrow night. They pretty well confirmed she and Belair will headline night 1. And I mean, it was an okay little promo, but it wasn't anything.
It was a hard promo.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was good.
Yeah. After that, they went into a video package recorded earlier in the week, which saw Sami Zayn show up at the boxing facility with Logan Paul and his brother Jake working out. The conspiracy-minded superstar Sami Zayn tried to buddy up to the celebrity, but quickly found himself denied entry to the gym. I'm going to call it right now. Logan Paul decks the crap out of Sami Zayn before tomorrow night or whenever their match is over.
Yeah.
So I will say this: seeing Sammy come down, big bushy beard, but his hair is like this comb.
It's like greased back.
I was like, yo.
He's got it. And I don't know if you saw anything from like Raw a few weeks ago when he's just dancing. The memes that's been coming out of that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He's making. What's the expression? Chicken salad or what do you call it?
Chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing, and he's doing the best he can with what's given to him.
It was hilarious, though.
Now, I wonder if we're going to actually see some of this documentary that he's supposedly been telling.
Oh, I would, dude. I'd love for that.
I don't know when they're going to do it, but I know they dropped the trailer. I wonder if we're going to get some of that.
I would love for that to be an actual thing.
There was a segment that we did skip that I didn't see here, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I thought this was actually incredible. The PSA that was for Seth Rollins.
For Seth Rollins
talking about Cesaro. This.
So we went from being a fucking preacher to a politician. Jesus.
Well, it wasn't made like a politician. It was kind of was. It was
Kind of was.
bad
It had the
mouthing
disclaimer
Cesaro.
at the end of it.
Yeah,
Me on
it was like bad mouthing Cesaro. It was like, do you want this to be your role model? I mean, is this the type of person you want leading? You know, the WWE universe. You know, follow me, Seth Rollins. Kind of like, I am your savior. That sort of thing. But then at the very end, it was like, this is not
paid for by friends of Seth Rollins.
You tell Joe Osteen Jr. to fucking just stick to what he's good at doing, and that's wrestling.
It was good.
Yeah, and then it was like at the very end, it's like, but this has nothing to do with Seth Rollins himself or something like that.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. I mean, dude. I got a laugh out of it. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was okay.
Oh my god,
it caught me by surprise. I was like, the fuck is that? And I was like, oh.
I mean, that's literally all they did for this build on this show for that match.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I was clever. A little, maybe funny. 2 minutes time.
I at first, when it was airing, I thought it was an actual fucking commercial.
Yeah, and then I seen Seth, and I'm like, wait, what the hell is this?
And then it didn't click to me that it was actual, like a promo package for the match until the disclaimer. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that disclaimer took me. I was like, yo, y'all.
I was like, okay.
I hope this match is tomorrow. I'm excited to see it.
I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it?
I think, but I'm not 100. I'm confused about what's on what night for the most part.
We also skipped that the Fiend and Randy Orton match.
Yeah, they did a pre-tape video package for the Fiend and Orton and for Bobby.
I'm sorry if we could talk on that for a minute, the package for the Randy match actually kind of got me into it. It's like, okay, this could be interesting as long as there's no WrestleMania. What was it, 36?
37. This is what this one is.
I know you're talking about the worms. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, the worms. Was that 33?
Yeah,
33. As long as there's none of that shenanigans, this could actually be a decent match. There'll probably be some shenanigans.
Like here's the thing: once some certain competitors get in the ring, you can forget all the goofy shit that happens outside of that. Competitor wise, they can put on a good match. That's fine, but it's just you have to get past all the goofy
shenanigans.
If I didn't have to sit through the build, I'd be a lot more excited. But yes, the package was well done because WWE does a great job of video packages.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it actually made me somewhat excited. It's like, okay,
it almost makes you feel like
just the pure story standpoint of this, without the goofy shit in the story, just from also just the pure storytelling. It's like, okay.
It almost makes you for a split second think the build wasn't as bad as you thought it was when they put it together.
Yeah, when they play the package. Yeah, when they do that. Yeah, but
same with the Bobby and Drew.
Past the goofy shit, you're like, oh, okay.
No, it all depends. Oh, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
No, you're good, guys. Good. You're...
No, I was just going to say it just all depends on how they pay it off in the end. But yeah.
Well, I think the one thing you guys are like really forgetting, and I'm just going to ask you and see what your opinion is. Like, do you notice how I have a gap in my mustache? What if I covered it? Look at that. Look how much of a different person I am if I had that little gap. See? Gap.
Well, I noticed he was over there combing it with his pin.
What are you doing?
This is how much Tony cares about this show.
I'm telling you, if that was hair right there and I had a full mustache, I could commit crimes and no one would ever know. I'd just take it off. Totally different person.
I love how that.
Who's that?
That's what you was thinking about.
This is what's going to be more of the weekly show when we're not reviewing the shows as intently.
Oh, it is going to be weird.
Yeah, this is going to be a little more off the cuff, just relaxed, hanging out. 4 dudes just chilling. Yeah, but yeah, so saddle up, everybody. This is going to be fun.
Oh my God. Who's the fool, bro? I do that.
All right. After all this was over, let's see. Sami Zayn came out to the announce table to explain what actually supposedly happened that we didn't see on.
Like they took it out of context.
Yeah,
media misrepresenting.
Mm-hmm. That's when Kevin Owens came down and attacked him, and Sami Zayn bolted, and that brought down the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal contestants, and so there's a laundry list of guys who'll probably be cut by WWE after WrestleMania for the most part, with the exception of a couple of them. unfortunately. So
They should have called this "Who's going to show up in AEW next battle royal."
all right, now
all of Lucha House Party.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, they're signing everybody else, so never say
Which
never.
is one thing they said they weren't going to, that's a different story for another time.
You're right.
That's for a different episode.
Yeah, right, yeah. But anyway,
I'm still on your ass about that King Kong Godzilla shit too, so don't try to play me like it didn't happen either.
I wouldn't be so mad if it wasn't just the sponsor of the match, but again, neither here nor there. But there was a few storylines that were in this battle royal. They're minor storylines, but like I think this is the end of Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander being relevant at all. I mean, they just got teamed up. I mean, it was weird. Like all the people in the ring teamed up against the two black dudes and completely threw. I'm just saying they did. They did.
Hold on there.
Whoa, Eric.
That's what
you call me the lightning rod of this show. Good Lord, Eric.
Well, it's what happened. I mean,
you didn't even have to put it out there like that at all.
You know. But no, they're done. I mean, I think after they got dropped by the Hurt Business or the Hurt Business split, that's it for them now. It is.
I thought I knew you.
Man, uncomfortable.
Do I need to cut that too?
No, you keeping that in. The world needs to see this shit.
Yeah, exactly. We need to expose you for the man that you are.
Anyway, so any thoughts on the Hurt Business and all that?
And just thankfully we ain't got mad on the show.
Bruh. No, like here's the thing.
Likes the hard R.
If anybody's gone, it'll be Cedric. Which I don't think that's gonna happen either. I think Cedric can go down to NXT and be fine.
Yeah.
Shelton, what does he have to do? I mean, he can either stay on SmackDown or stay on, go to SmackDown or stay on Raw. Shelton's,
he's a little there in age.
They'll be in catering next week.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate because both guys are super talented. Now Shelton's getting up there in age a little bit more, but still.
I mean, yeah, but again, I don't know. I don't, because it's one of those situations like this is more of like what you want out of that you don't know what the company sees in them. You see something, but that's you as a fan. You don't, business wise, you have no idea what that's like. So
well, that it even sucks even more when you hear the fact that MVP and Bobby Lashley went to bat for them against Vince or whoever the decision makers were to break up the Hurt Business, and they ignored them and went ahead and broke them up anyway. But they, whatever the reasons are, that was the choice they made, and it sucks for those two guys. But the other little storyline that they did in this match was the former members of Retribution kind of went at it a little bit with Mustafa Ali actually eliminating both T-Bar and Mace. So that's probably about the only closure you're going to get to that whole breakup.
Oh, T-Pain and Mace, they coming out with a new song?
Oh, bruh.
I don't think. Well, they all just kind of walked out to the ring. There was really no entrances.
No, Eric. Stop.
Yet again, your whiteness gets you.
Yeah, because that man, he said T-Pain and Mace. Do you know who those two gentlemen are?
Oh. Did I say T-Pain? I meant T-Bar. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, man. Eric.
He's still missing it.
Listen. You said everything correctly.
Oh, okay.
Tony said T-Pain and Mace, they coming out with a new song.
Oh, okay.
Now,
okay, I got you.
What he's referring to are the two musical artists by the name of T-Pain.
Well, I know T-Pain. I didn't know who Mace. I didn't know Mace though.
How do you not know who Mace is?
Because I'm not a big music guy. You know that.
I thought he's legit by saying not a big booby guy. Because
no.
That's what it sounded like he was about to say. And I was about to be like, well,
man, whoa. We're
the NXT review of night 2 would probably disprove that with Scarlett.
Nah, but they ain't big. He was just into him.
Moving on. Anyway,
I missed that. I missed the whole drooling factor over that. Or did I? Yeah. I must have missed that part.
It was happening, bro.
Oh, that was going on when we were watching it offline. But anyways.
I got
But yeah, there was also a storyline involving a Lucha House Party momentarily reuniting before.
Anybody's gone after Mania. Lucha House Party's out the door.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Not unfortunately.
Well, I feel bad for all these guys, especially like Ricochet or Buddy Murphy, who hit a
They
great.
made more money than fucking they're gonna have to worry about.
Legitimately.
I would love to make the money they make just sitting.
But it's not always about money either, though. A lot of these guys just,
no.
I'm sure they maybe.
It wasn't about money. Their ass would have been gone, man. That's what I see. That's the one thing that these wrestlers are like. Well, we just sit around and we do nothing. We want to be part of the show. Well, then speak the fuck up and either look. People higher than them have gotten their releases. If they're really that upset about it, leave. They're not, man. They're happy where they are. They're happy collecting that money and sitting and catering and pretending they actually want to be a wrestler. Oh. That's just my opinion.
It's a possibility.
Legitimately, if they wanted to leave, they could have left. Like, there was a time, not too long ago when the pandemic first started, where Vince was giving people out.
So Ricochet, I'd agree with, because he re-signed for sure. I know that.
And a lot of them will re-sign for sure. Because so we can sit here and go, well, he's not getting his fair shake. He had his opportunity to leave and didn't. That's on him.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. But versus some guys who've not re-signed and they, thought they were going to get one, get a little more of an opportunity and then have it. Then when their contract is up is one thing, but if they can't get out of it, then, they just kind of stuck.
Not everybody gets that contract. Let's be real. Not everybody gets that ironclad contract.
But there was a time, too, that Vince was signing talents just to keep them off the market. I don't think it's that bad now because he did let Andrade go. So that may have changed some now, but there for a while he was just signing up everybody. But yeah, they're making money though. Like Cesaro, a lot of people want him to have more of a role, which he's finally starting to get a little bit of his due. But he's been there and he's re-signed a contract. He's happy where he's at. He's got the money, so all the more power to him in that case. Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody's like, oh, they should just if they ain't going, if they had the opportunity to go and didn't go, stop your bitching.
Mm-hmm.
Just collect that paycheck, eat some catering, and shut the fuck up.
Enjoy getting paid for, light work.
It's the same thing we talked about with Shinsuke and AJ. AJ said himself, he ain't going nowhere. Shinsuke said himself, he ain't going nowhere. They don't need to. They cool where they are.
They've done so much already as is.
Yeah, regardless
where else do they need to go?
Regardless of how you feel as a fan, at the end of the day, you ain't paying their bills. They don't give a fuck what you think.
And that's the thing too. They're just like putting more years on their bump card because it ain't doing house shows. So it's not like they're getting used that way. They're just sitting back collecting money and letting their body heal, get better, whatever you want to call it.
That's like my opinion on
time on them to go somewhere else if they eventually decide they do want to wrestle, or just stay there for another 10 years.
And on the flip side,
like my opinion on that.
Oh, go ahead, Damon. Sorry.
That was like my opinion on what the guys that are back in the catering who aren't, they're sitting back collecting the check. They're also staying healthy because they're not out constantly wrestling. So it's adding years to their career to when finally everyone on, they can finally maybe get the shine.
Look, here's a perfect example, right? Everybody was bitching about EC3 not getting a fair shake. He was running around with the 24/7 guys, chasing the title, this, that, and the third. The one video of him it's around Thanksgiving or some shit where he's sitting in the back with a solo cup with this look on his face of like, ugh. Everybody was like, oh, he needs to get out of there, We seen him outside of WWE in a match, and do you think you wanted to see him in your main event?
No.
Exactly.
Well, and on the flip side of it too, as much as fans want to see these talents, that's where a lot of it is. It's a lot of times the talents are probably okay with where they're at for the most part, not always, but it's the fans who want to see some of these guys use more, and when they don't get it, the fans are the ones who makes this an issue.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, but they'll be the first one to bitch when they go to AEW or Japan or Ring of Honor. Well, we weren't used right, and we weren't this and that.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon didn't give us. Oh shit!
And then
he sat there and collected his paycheck, but now he's the fucking devil. Come on, man, kiss my ass.
Yeah, and then you find out that person you thought they deserved all this, that, and the third, they go somewhere else, and then they ask, then what?
Sometimes, yeah, that's true. I mean, other times they go other places and are successful, but
yeah, don't be wrong.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sometimes they go somewhere else, but then they were also successful there too. They just didn't get the push that everybody thought they should get.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it's Vince's company. He can push whoever he wants to push.
Exactly.
And do what, that's just the way it is, whether we like it or not.
Tell somebody else how to run their business.
Yeah.
And regardless of you contribute to his business, but you contribute in the way of buying merchandise and showing up to the show.
If you don't like what they're doing with their business, don't buy the tickets, don't go, don't watch the shows. Simple as that. You don't have to complain online.
You bitch about it and still go.
Now we'll complain on this show too, but I mean we're doing it, just for fun. But there are people who will like literally do death threats or stupid stuff like that, and that's ridiculous.
I mean, look at Punk. He sits there and he is fucking done nothing but dog Triple H, Vince McMahon, the WWE, and everything else. Well, I didn't get this, or I wasn't on this program, or whatever. But you had multiple heavyweight championship runs. Mm-hmm. You made more money you'll ever spend in your entire life. Got a bigger name for yourself, a free shot at the UFC because of all this. But yet you still don't. No, come on, man. People want to make Vince to be the devil and this and that. And yes, he's lost a few steps. I'm sure not senile, but still, if you don't make, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to get off on a tangent.
I was going to let you go because you're making all the sense in the world, dude.
But he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's
not
wrong.
Like Punk, like Tony was saying, Punk's shitting on Triple H and the company, bro. During a time when you didn't it wasn't the norm for people to have year-long reign. Mm-hmm. You were asked out one,
and they bent over backwards for him.
Yeah.
And they even how often do they go out and let you go to a major band to get your own entrance? The music you want.
Exactly.
Not a Jim Johnson made song that he came back to.
Nope.
He wanted that song, and they went out and made it. Dude, there's
so many much they had to pay for the rights to that damn song
because they don't get.
Not only that,
probably a lot.
When he supposedly his contract expired and he was still the champion, he come back face Cena, who had the interim title or whatever it was, and then they had one of the best storylines to me of that year, fighting over the undisputed championship and stuff, and Punk got multiple main event after main event. He didn't get the main event he wanted at Mania, but that doesn't mean he didn't get put on the top of the
before that.
Well, he was wrestling, and the thing too, he was wrestling Taker that year. Come on, man.
Well, yeah,
everybody wants to crack at wrestling Taker,
but because he didn't get the main event,
one of those guys.
Yeah,
right. That's sad, dude. And then this whole if he was gonna wrestle, look, this whole CM Punk is coming back shit needs to stop. Because if he was coming back, he'd came back a while ago. All right, he's coming back. That shit is over. Let it go.
Now watch him.
Punk cares about one thing and one thing only, and it's Punk. He don't care about wrestling. He don't care about fans. He don't care about nothing. He's a selfish little prick. He's good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching him, but he's a selfish little twat. And that's
it.
All right,
fuck Punk.
We'll leave it at that.
Birds.
Wow, and them birds, all them birds. But anyway, back to the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. The match ended with Corbin eliminating Murphy, and Nakamura dumped Garza to the floor with a Kinshasa. Ricochet eliminated Ali, but ate a super kick from Uso that sent him to the floor. Nakamura then fought from underneath, eliminating Corbin after an exchange of strikes. Uso reversed Nakamura's momentum and sent the artist Shinsuke to the floor for the win. And congratulations, Uso. You basically won a nothing trophy. It doesn't mean anything.
No. Wait, who's benefited from winning the damn battle royal?
And then it went to shit after that.
Yeah, so has anybody
didn't really fucking benefit from it?
Shit after that. No.
This is just something to set next to his mug shot on his mantle and his DUI. This is perfect.
He'll get his name on the plaque on the side of the trophy, and he'll be forgotten. And I know, granted, it led into the last segment, all right, because Roman was coming out for a promo next.
Yeah.
But that was about all it was worth in the long run, which is a shame because when you got Andre the Giant's name on it, I wish it was worth more.
It should have meant more.
Mm-hmm.
It should.
It always should have been worth more.
Here's one thing I wish they would bring back, and then you could use that trophy for, in a sense. I miss King of the Ring. I wish that was still a thing. I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, that was awesome.
There was talks about it a couple years ago. You could use
that trophy for that purpose.
Be better than wearing the crown for 2 years straight and doing the King gimmick.
Yeah.
I wouldn't deny that. I mean,
carry that trophy for 2 years.
I don't remember Stone Cold Steve Austin wearing the crown and being called King Austin.
He was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but
his promo was.
But then why does everybody else have to wear the King moniker?
That's because that's what they chose.
I know.
That's like
why would Stone Cold? That doesn't fit in his character at all.
Yeah, and it don't fit Corbin. It didn't fit.
It led to King Corbin, son.
Yeah, but I don't like King Corbin.
That shit gave you King Corbin and King Booker.
Well, King Booker I thought was okay.
Booker.
But outside of that, and
That's
obviously
it.
Jerry the King Lawler, there's not very
Yeah.
many people who could do the King gimmick. Well, Randy Savage did for a time.
Yeah, he did too.
But, I mean, there's just not a whole lot of people that can make that work.
No.
Wade Barrett and Sheamus before, I think it was Corbin even. Those were like the last two King gimmicks.
Yeah, and I didn't think that was
Fucking
well done
shit.
either. So, yeah, I agree with you. Maybe make the trophy for that. Make Andre the Giant
make the
Memorial
trophy.
King of the Ring tournament. That would be better.
That'd be dope as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And make that a thing, like, you keep track of the winners, like the Rumble.
And while we at bringing back old shit, and I know NXT did it, but I want to see In Your House again. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
pay-per-views, too.
I mean, why not? I mean, not only that, you got all these WCW, Starcades, and you ain't using none of them. Halloween Havoc is one. I'd much rather Halloween Havoc in October than Hell in a Cell.
Hey, do Bash
Yeah.
the Beach, bro. Bring that back.
I mean, you wouldn't handcuff yourself to actually making a Hell in a Cell, even if the feud doesn't call for it, just because it's the name of the
Quit
pay-per-view.
doing that. It needs to stop being a pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, and just a
Yeah.
match.
Matches that are they're meant for major blow-offs,
Yeah.
major ending feud blow-offs, man.
Yeah.
They're special attractions. When you have not only that pay-per-view every year, but you have 2, sometimes possibly 3 types of. With TLC, there's like table match, ladders match, and
Elimination
TLC
Chamber.
match. There's usually 2 Hell in a Cell matches. Yeah, it just takes away from the mystique and the coolness of that match type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
An
mean,
example of that is the 97 Bad Blood match with
Yeah.
Taker and Shawn. That was Hell in a Cell. That's still remembered to
Very
this
first Hell in
day.
a Cell.
Yeah. That was a dope match.
but that was because the feud built to that moment, and it meant that was a good place to do the Cell. You don't you don't build it around the pay-per-view. You build the match around the story. You don't do it in reverse order like that.
All right, hold on. Let's finish this before we
Okay.
keep going on.
All right. Anyway, we'll end up with the
Yeah,
show here
yeah,
because
yes.
the show ended with Roman Reigns coming out to cut his promo of the 3 in the main event at WrestleMania. I don't
I
know.
saw that promo, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought the beginning of his promo, it felt like he was stumbling over his words a little bit, but he recovered well, and I thought it ended really well. But at the same time, I'm sitting there going, "You got Paul Heyman right behind you," and I understand.
That's the thing. Why should he have to use Paul like that? Like, if he can talk, let him talk. That's like everybody's bitching about it before. Why don't they just let Roman talk? Now that he's fucking talking, you're like, well, Paul's there. That makes no fucking sense. Let him talk.
Right. I'm not saying he had to do it, but it was just interesting to see him back there. But I thought by
the only reason Paul was with Lesnar is because Lesnar doesn't talk on the fucking microphone.
Right. Now,
when he does, it's not that good.
Being he was fumbling over his words a little bit at the beginning, but by the end, I don't know if he gathered himself or what happened, but I thought he actually ended up doing a great promo by the end of it. But that's just how
I thought his promo was solid.
Huh?
I texted it. I texted in the group chat. This dude's an asshole. Brandon says she's like, I don't like Mean Roman. I'm like, shut up. Fuck out of here looking at that man's ass.
Well, if that's the case, yeah. I mean, if she doesn't like him, though, he's doing his job as a heel. So
Nah, she just don't like because he's mean. She still likes him for him.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like we said, this show was basically a 3 promo show. Out of the 3, though, I want to ask the panel here, which do you think was the best out of the 3?
Edges.
Yeah,
for me.
Edge.
Yeah, I'm on that train too. Edge.
I'm not saying the other 2 were bad. I'm just saying Edges was.
Edge just had that.
So I guess I'll just go with Edge.
Edges made you feel something, like for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Edge is like, yeah, he's fucking right.
But then, like again, Romans though was that one that's like, all your little dreams, everything y'all sacrificed, what y'all went through, kill that shit.
It's
Like
selfish.
it don't matter to him. Like he does
Yeah,
not
it's like-
care. So
Like
for
one
me,
line he said.
yeah, he does not care. Like he's like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna kill all that. Like so
Like,
for me,
Yeah.
you had these 2 guys who are very passionate that talk about this dreams. This is what and then at the end you got Roman going, forget all that. Like you can dream about all this shit you want, but at the end of the day, it's not happening.
I am the head of the table.
Yeah,
I am
he
your
said-
Yeah,
triumph.
like he's like the
Not
line that I'm talking about. Like he's like, you guys are dreamers, and that like essentially like you guys are selfish because
Yeah.
you're thinking about you. I'm here
Yeah,
at the table.
yeah.
I've got a family to think about with this stuff. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it because I'm
The
the head
Rock.
of the table.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
I did
I did it for The
Rock.
Rock. Yeah.
Rikishi should have came out of nowhere, grabbed the mic, and be like, "I did it for The Rock."
Oh man.
Hey, ask you guys another question.
What?
Don't you think I look like a cop that's been suspended because he went rogue? I look like I've been on a 3-day bender, and they're about to call me back to solve a crime. I look like Vincent D'Onofrio from that one SVU episode or whatever.
Are you saying you Farva at this point?
Leader of Cola.
No. I'm a loose cannon like John McClane.
No, Farva.
Farva.
I look at
3-day bender at a Dunkin'
I'm like-
Donuts.
I mean, yippee-ki, nope. All up, brother, all up.
He was on a weekend bender at Dunkin' Donuts.
Officer Farva. Got a liter of cola. What's a liter?
What's a
Liter's
leader?
French for give me goddamn liter of cola if I break Boo's freaking lips.
Before we wrap up the show, anybody got any last thoughts about WrestleMania weekend starting up tomorrow?
License and
I
registration.
can't wait till it's fucking over.
Fucker.
Well,
Oh, bruh.
mm,
Damn.
I mean, it's not been a good build in a lot of scenarios. There's a couple,
No.
you know,
There's a couple matches I want to see, though.
yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how the matches go. Don't get me wrong, but the build has been pretty bad. It's been one of the worst WrestleMania builds.
I was just about to say, it's probably one of the worst WrestleMania builds in a long time.
A lot of it is definitely on the fly. You know, they didn't plan some of this. They had to readjust and rewrite, and it's clear. I mean, you can just see it. But anyway,
there'll be fans that make excuses. I was like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I don't give a shit. This is your biggest show of the fucking year.
yeah, especially when you're not getting any pushback from fans because you don't have fan reaction outside of social media. They can do whatever the heck they want, and clearly that is the case because they were even, you know, piping in "you suck" chants in the Roman promo as well. And I'm like, okay, this is like, okay, you know,
We got train noises and birds during the show.
yeah.
Enough said.
Hashtag fucking birds.
Let's get it trending. Let's get it trending. I can't wait. All right, guys. So I guess we're going to wrap it up tonight, but we will be back on Saturday night and Sunday night. We'll probably release our shows the day after, reviewing night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. But if you liked what you saw here, please comment below, like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook at 3-Star Pod and on Twitter at 3-Star Podcast 1. So until WrestleMania weekend, later, guys.